Number 12. The false memory phenomenon. Imagine you're having a conversation with an old friend, and you start reminiscing about that hilarious time you both saw a dog wearing sunglasses at the park. You describe the exact moment, the kind of sunglasses, the way the dog strutted by. Your friend just stares at you, completely blank. "Dude," they say, "that never happened. You saw that in a cartoon." And just like that, a core memory of your friendship vanishes into thin air. You are left with the undeniable, yet somehow unsettling knowledge that your brain fabricated an entire event from scratch. This is the false memory phenomenon, a bizarre glitch in our mental filing system. Our brains don't record memories like a video camera. Instead, they're more like a patchwork quilt. Each time we recall an event, we're not pulling up the original file. We're reconstructing it, and our brains love to fill in the blanks with details from other memories, things we've read, or even just what we think should have happened. The scariest part? Once a false memory is cemented, it feels just as real, and sometimes even more vivid, than a real one. It's like your brain is a highly skilled but slightly unhinged artist, capable of painting a perfect picture of something that never existed, and then convincing you it was a photograph. The only proof it's a lie is everyone else's total confusion. Number 11. The uncanny valley of faces. You're scrolling through social media and you see a picture of an old high school acquaintance. Their face looks familiar, but not quite right. You can't put your finger on it. Maybe they got a new haircut? No, it's something else. Their features seem subtly off. Their smile is too wide, their eyes too perfectly symmetrical. You feel a sudden, involuntary shiver of discomfort. It's not that they're ugly, they might even be conventionally attractive. It's that your brain, which is an absolute genius at recognizing faces, is sending a quiet but firm warning. This person is not real. This is a classic reaction to the uncanny valley, and while it's usually associated with robots and CGI characters, it's a pure human memory glitch. Your brain has a massive library of faces, built over a lifetime of social interaction. It's constantly comparing every face it sees to this library. When a face is just a little too perfect, a little too symmetrical, or just slightly out of proportion in a way you can't consciously pinpoint, it doesn't fit the normal human profile. Instead of a match, your brain flags it as a potential imposter, something that's trying to mimic a human but failing. It's like a secret mental alarm, silently going off because something looks so close to a person, yet so unnervingly fake. And that creepy feeling is your brain telling you that you're looking at something that your ancestors were not equipped to handle. Number 10. The misplaced familiarity. You walk into a crowded room, maybe a coffee shop or a grocery store, and you lock eyes with a total stranger. For a split second, you're convinced you know them. Their face, their hairstyle, the way they're holding their phone, it all feels incredibly, profoundly familiar. You rack your brain for their name, searching through your mental contacts, but nothing comes up. The feeling is so strong, it's almost painful. A phantom memory of a friendship that never existed. This is a cognitive hiccup known as déjà vu, but with a weird human twist. Instead of just feeling like you've been somewhere before, you feel like you know someone you've never met. This bizarre memory glitch is likely caused by a momentary misfire between your brain's short-term and long-term memory centers. When you see this stranger, your short-term memory says, new information, but a tiny detail, the curve of their nose, the way their head tilts, triggers a fragment of a memory from your deep long-term storage. Maybe it reminds you of an actor from a movie you saw 10 years ago, or a distant relative you only met once as a child. Your brain doesn't have time to process the full context, so it connects the familiar fragment to this new face. The result is a brief but powerful illusion of recognition. It's like your brain found a single puzzle piece that fits and immediately assumed the entire puzzle was solved, even though you're looking at a completely different box. Number 9. The forgetting your own body glitch. Imagine you're standing in front of the mirror, and for a fleeting, terrifying moment, your face feels alien. You know it's you, but your reflection looks like a stranger. The person staring back has your features, but you feel completely disconnected from them. You blink, shake your head, and the feeling passes, but that brief moment of unreality lingers. This is a symptom of depersonalization, a memory glitch so profound it tricks your brain into thinking your body isn't yours. This is often a defense mechanism triggered by extreme stress or anxiety. Your brain, overwhelmed by emotional distress, decides to check out. It creates a kind of mental disconnect, a buffer between your consciousness and your physical self, to protect you from what it perceives as a threat. The result is that you remember that you are you, but you don't feel like you are you. It's a terrifying trick, a brief but total system failure where your brain forgets a key piece of information, its physical address. This isn't just about a shaky memory of a name or a face. It's a complete existential memory lapse. It's your brain's emergency shutdown protocol, and it's a lot creepier than a flickering screen. Number 8. The missing object glitch. You've just put your keys on the kitchen counter. You're 100% sure of it. You saw yourself do it. You even remember the jingle they made when they landed. But 5 minutes later, they're gone. The keys are not on the counter, they're not on the table, and they're not in your pocket. This is not just forgetfulness. This is a pure, unadulterated memory glitch. Your brain recorded the memory of putting the keys down, but it seems to have filed it away in a place that has nothing to do with where the keys actually are. The weird part is that your brain will swear up and down that the memory is correct. It will generate a powerful, convincing image of the keys sitting right there on the counter. But the object is simply gone. This isn't a problem with your eyes, it's a problem with your brain's data retrieval system. Scientists believe this is often a result of being on autopilot. Your conscious mind is thinking about something else, a work problem, a grocery list, while your body performs a routine action. Your brain records the action, but because your consciousness wasn't truly engaged, the memory is stored without a proper tag. It's like saving a file to your computer without giving it a name or a folder. The file exists, but unless you perform a deep, frantic search of your entire hard drive, you'll never find it. Your brain essentially just saved the file in a place called, "Oops, I wasn't paying attention." Number 7. The name that never comes. You're trying to introduce someone to your friend. The name is right there on the tip of your tongue. You can feel it. It starts with a J. It's one syllable. You can picture their face, the exact moment you met them, but the name is stubbornly refusing to come out. It's a moment of pure, cringeworthy social terror. This is a classic example of lethalogica, a frustrating and all too common memory glitch where you can't access a specific word or name. Your brain has an enormous vocabulary and a vast network of information. But sometimes the connection between a concept and the word for that concept gets jammed. Think of your brain like a giant library. You know the exact book you want, your friend's name. You know what it's about, your memories of them. And you even know the author's last initial, starts with a J. But the librarian, the part of your brain responsible for retrieving the word itself, is on a coffee break. It's a neurological traffic jam. The name isn't gone. It's just stuck in a deep, dark corner of your brain, refusing to surface until the moment you least need it, like 3 hours later when you're finally in bed. Number 6. The déjà vu loop. You're in a new place, maybe a cafe on vacation, and a person across the room sneezes at the exact moment a song starts playing on the overhead speakers. And for a split second, you're convinced this has happened before. Not just in a general sense. You have a crystal clear memory of this exact moment, this exact combination of events. The sneeze, the song, the lighting, it's all a perfect playback of a memory that your brain insists is real. But it can't be. You've never been here before. This is déjà vu, the most famous memory glitch of all. The leading theory is that it's a momentary disconnect between your brain's perceptual system and its memory recall system. Your brain processes a flood of sensory information in 2 separate streams. The first stream is raw data, the image of the person, the sound of the sneeze. The second stream is the processing of that data and the filing of it into memory. When one stream lags behind the other by just a microsecond, your brain experiences the present moment as a memory being retrieved from the past. It's like watching a live-streamed video that's a split second behind the real-time action. So you're seeing it for the first time right after your brain has already processed it. This terrifyingly subtle time slip makes your brain believe it's a rerun of a movie it's already seen. Number 5. The autopilot amnesia. You've just driven home from work, pulled into your driveway, and turned off the engine. But as you sit there, you realize you have zero memory of the drive. The last thing you remember is leaving the office. You have no recollection of the traffic lights, the turns you made, or the cars you passed. It's as if a chunk of time has been completely erased from your consciousness. This is autopilot amnesia, and it's a bizarre but normal memory glitch. Your brain is a masterful efficiency expert. It knows that driving the same route every day is a highly repetitive task. To save mental energy, it delegates the entire process to your subconscious mind. Your motor functions and spatial awareness are still running the show, but your conscious mind has been allowed to wander off and think about what you're going to have for dinner or how to respond to that email. When you arrive, your consciousness wakes up and realizes it has no memory of the journey. The information was never properly logged in your long-term memory because your brain decided it wasn't important enough to pay attention to. It's a terrifying but perfectly logical explanation for why a part of your day can simply cease to exist. Number 4. The misremembered pain. You vividly remember breaking your arm when you were a kid. You remember the searing, intense pain, the sound of the bone snapping, and the helpless, overwhelming agony. You've told the story 100 times, but when you recount it to your family, they look at you like you're crazy. You never broke your arm, your mom says gently. You sprained it. You were upset, but you weren't in that much pain. Your brain, having heard this new information, struggles to reconcile the story it's been telling itself with the new reality. This is a bizarre memory glitch that shows how much our minds can exaggerate and rewrite the past. Our memories of emotional or painful events are not objective records. They're narratives that we tell ourselves. Every time you recall that sprained ankle, your brain doesn't just pull up the original file, it also pulls up the emotions you felt and the subsequent drama. Over the years, your brain, in its effort to make a better story, adds dramatic flair. The slight pain becomes a searing agony. The mild discomfort becomes an unbearable ordeal. It's an unconscious but powerful form of self-mythologizing. Your brain isn't maliciously lying to you, it's simply trying to tell a more compelling story, and in doing so, it creates a more dramatic, but ultimately false memory of your own suffering. Number 3. The tip of the tongue ghost. You're trying to remember the name of that actor in the show you watched last night. You know everything about him. His face, the role he played, the color of his shirt. You can almost feel the name, a ghostly presence just out of reach. You try every single name that sounds similar, but none of them are right. It's a frustrating, maddening experience, and no amount of mental straining will make the name appear. This is a classic memory glitch called tip of the tongue phenomenon, and it's a terrifying testament to how our brain's filing system can get its wires crossed. You have access to the semantic network of your memory, the information about the person, but your brain has temporarily lost the connection to the lexical part of your memory, the actual word. It's like your brain has a file cabinet with a drawer for TV actors. You know exactly what the file looks like, what's inside it, and even the general location, but the label has fallen off. The name is still there, but you have no way of retrieving it. The most infuriating part? The moment you stop thinking about it, the name will pop into your head, unbidden, like a ghost finally deciding to reveal itself. Number 2, the childhood amnesia. Try to remember your first birthday, or your second, or anything before you were about 3 or 4 years old. You can't, can you? It's not because you had a particularly boring childhood. It's because of a fascinating and universal memory glitch known as childhood amnesia, and it affects everyone. You might have some fleeting, dreamlike images, but no solid, detailed memories. The reason is biological. Your brain, specifically the hippocampus, which is responsible for forming long-term memories, is still developing rapidly during your first few years. It's building the infrastructure for memory, but it's not yet capable of creating and storing complex, narrative memories. Think of it like a brand new computer that's still installing its operating system. It can boot up, but it can't save documents yet. The memories you think you have of being a toddler are often a strange mix of fragmented sensory data and stories your family has told you over the years. Your brain takes these stories and retroactively inserts them into a timeline that doesn't exist. It's a creepy form of memory fabrication that happens to every single one of us. And it's a terrifying testament to how our memories are less about what happened and more about a story we tell ourselves. Number 1. The scent of a phantom. You walk into a room and suddenly smell something incredibly specific. The scent of your grandmother's old perfume, the smell of a book you read in 5th grade, or the distinct scent of a particular kind of soap you used to use as a child. The smell is so vivid, so real, that you feel an immediate, powerful jolt of nostalgia. But there's no one wearing that perfume, no old book, and no soap. The smell is not actually there. This is a phantom smell, a bizarre and powerful memory glitch where your brain generates a sensory experience without any external stimulus. It's a testament to the fact that scent is more deeply linked to memory than any other sense. Unlike other senses, the part of your brain that processes smell, the olfactory bulb, is directly connected to the amygdala and hippocampus, which are the emotional and memory centers of your brain. So when a memory is triggered by an unrelated sight or sound, your brain sometimes just fills in the blank with the one thing it knows will create a vivid, emotionally charged experience: a smell. It's like your brain is a movie director, and when it wants a scene to be truly powerful, it adds the missing aroma for dramatic effect. It's a beautifully terrifying reminder that your memories are never truly gone, and they can be summoned in the most unexpected and unsettling ways.